Hello, Taurus. Thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Gendron Tarot by Melanie Gendron. Website usgamesinc.com. Supportive Oracle cards. Queen of the Moon Oracle by Stacy DeMarco. Dun, 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 dun. Website is rockpoolpublishing.com.au as an apple, use an umbrella. Feel free to freeze frame on there if you want the spelling, of course. Okay. What do we have for Taurus? Oh, that's a good one. Hold on. Let's get it all out here. Let's get it all out here. No, it's good, but what's happening? What has happened? There's conflict around this? Is this... Alright, this... I don't know why this is working for you, but your energy here is really good. Are you helping somebody fix? There's a lot. I know Taurus can handle a lot. You're starting off with this Ace of Pentacles, which is really good, great for you, and you're going into another really good card, but let's just... how much of a change needs to happen? Alright, the change card is here. And you know, Taurus isn't usually a big fan of change, but slow and steady wins the race. If you decide you need to, and you can move forward towards it on your terms, that's another thing. Depends on what it is also, I get. The Page of Cups, and then the Temperance. Actually, that makes sense to me. You got change coming in. You got the Three of Wands, and literally, the card is literally change, which is great. It is. It's a really good card. For Taurus, it makes me a little bit like... Taurus usually isn't the biggest fan of change. Not always. I know that. But usually kind of like I have things where I want them, and I want them to stay there. But something's coming in. Somebody... Is it communication? This does not have to be romance. I'm going to just... Because there's a lot of love cards that are about to pop up here is what I'm feeling. Literally only one, but it just seems to be very strong. Two. Alright, there's two. There's love cards here. Because who knows, they'll just keep popping up. Information is definitely coming your way. And whatever's being told to you, it wasn't easy for them to tell you. Whatever it was, this information did not come easy. The reason this information is coming towards you is because the trust is there. The trust is definitely there. Now, this could be business and somebody screwed something up. Which, when I see this, I don't see you being upset about it. So if this is business and somebody screwed something up, I feel like I'm looking at this from your side, and you're like, well, I knew something wasn't wrong. I was still trying to figure out exactly what wasn't right here. I knew something was off. But now that you're telling me, I feel like, aha, okay. It's like, I don't see you being upset. It's kind of like, okay, good. Okay, good, and we can start fixing this. You kind of have that attitude. Kind of like, yeah, I knew something wasn't right. It wasn't quite working right. But now that they're telling you whatever they're telling you, you're like, okay. Now we can start fixing it. Now we can start putting it where it should be. Okay. Very empowered energy on Taurus' side at the moment. If it is a love thing, there's some type of angle here where this person is finding it extremely stressful to admit that they care about you. Now, they could be with somebody else. It could be an unconventional relationship for them. They could be just struggling with past baggage, emotional baggage. I'll tell you this, I don't know if it's going to work for you, but I'll throw it in there. This person might need to kind of deal with emotional baggage in the sense of like they might need therapy. Something that might help them start that journey, but I really would highly recommend therapy, if that's the thing, is Paul McKenna's book, How to Mend a Broken Heart, How to Mend Your Broken Heart. I'd recommend you get it, read through it real quick, see if you think that's valid, and then maybe pass it on to this other person, see if that could help them on the journey to make life a little easier for them. I still would advise therapy if they could do that. mostly because that's how it's coming through, just to be fair. I mean, I'm a fan of therapy anyway. I think it's a great thing. Have I done it? No. But I still think it's a great thing. I think people who do that are super awesome and tend to deal with life better. I'm just saying. This is coming forward. This is your Ace of Pentacles. You are very empowered in this moment. Kind of like potential is abundant and you're very excited about it. Very good energy here. And I feel like you're very protective. This is a very positive card. You're not only aware of the trust, but you're protective of this person's trust in you, in the sense of like, this person trusts me for a reason, and I'm going to do everything in my power to make sure they continue not only to trust me, but to realize that was a great idea. That was a perfect move for them. I'll protect them because they were honest with me and they're giving me the position, the ability to make this better. So I'm going to work with them and I'm going to help them where I can. And I'm not going to tell people who don't need to know things anything. In fact, if I think somebody needs to know something, I'm going to go put it over in their court and be like, hey, this person, I think they can help you. I'm not going to tell them anything. But if you think it's right, I think you should. And if you need me there while you need to for you to tell them, I will be there for you so you can have that support system to tell them what you need to tell them. But I won't make you do anything. I'm not going to do it for you. I'm just going to empower you and show you how you could do this and give you the option. You're very strong with that. I feel like trust, especially the earth signs, is very paramount. It's kind of like, you're not the only one, I know that. But like, trust is like a very, very precious commodity. To do what you say you're going to do and stick by it is very, 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 very earth. Like, I don't know how, like, it's a really, how do I explain this? Because it's not just like, other signs definitely value trust. But this is kind of like, how do I explain this? There's a different feeling to this. Kind of like, you know, earth is the one that says, if you make a promise, you follow through on that promise no matter what. And there's other signs that are kind of like, well, you make a promise, you do your best with it, but if you fail, you own up to it, and then you just try to make it better afterwards. And that's not really earth. Earth doesn't really do that. Earth is kind of like, you say you're going to do it, you do it. There's some other signs that would be like, you say you're going to do it, if you fail, you own up to it, and you make it right. Which still, yes, if you do tend to fail, you still make it right. I get that. But like, earth doesn't like to go that route. Like, you do what you say you're going to do is more what they're about. I hope I made sense with that. Whatever you're dealing with here, you are stabilizing this. You do have a lot of empathy for whoever this is, especially if it's a business thing. It doesn't have to be romance, but if it's a business thing especially, you're kind of like, you understand where they are. I feel like you're kind of like, yeah, no, I understand how that could happen. I understand people make mistakes. A lot of empathy here. Also a lot about the long-term correction, not only just like to fix it, but like, let's take slow and steady steps to not only make it right, but to keep it right. And you're going to do that. You're very much, especially the trust this person has shown you, because you're helping them remove a block. There's a lot of conflict around this person. You might realize that too. This reminds me, I don't know, I don't mean to make this gender specific, but it seems like I'm seeing something where there's a woman, and you might be a female too, or whatever. The gender doesn't matter, but I am seeing a female. And I feel like this is one of those people who, they're pretty good, but it's like the job is like it seems like the job is overwhelming them and they're making a lot of mistakes lately. But then when you look deeper, you realize the home life and the person that they're in a relationship with is like flat out evil. I don't know. I'm just getting like just flat out rotten. And this is somebody that they can't sleep well at night anymore. When they're at home, it's complete chaos. Like, they can't get the proper sleep. They're just always in this bad energy. And then when they come to work, it's literally it's the only place they get peace. And then their energy is so screwed up from this other person that they can't get that right, and it's starting to like fall in on them. I feel like if this is happening, if this is connecting for somebody, it's a really good person. But life is just overwhelming right now, and there's things that need to be fixed. It's not fair that outside of work that they're being so traumatized, and it's just like, it's not to me, it's not their fault that they can't pull this job together correctly because they're being so drained other places. And I feel like if this is hitting for you, you're like realizing that that's where the actual problem is, and you're trying to help them even find resources or help them find ways to like correct that so they can stabilize their home life. Because if their home life can stabilize, everything else will probably go in line too. I think that's more common than not. It's not really gender centered, but for some reason that's the way it came through, so that's the way I gave it. This could happen to any gender, males, whatever you got, where the home life is so chaotic that it just throws everything off, and it can throw off your job, no matter if you like it or not. You can literally not talk about it at work, but the emotional drain and the physical drain that's already happened is just you can't recover. Like if your only safe space is to be at work, like it can throw off your sleep and everything. You might be noticing this, in which I feel like you'll help them find or try to help them find the proper help for that to help them get into a better place. Because what I'm getting is there's a lot of conflict around this person, and I'm getting the Princess of Swords, which I feel like somebody's trying to deal with something, but there's so much conflict that they're just trying to deal with it and they're not successfully dealing with it. You can't talk your way out of whatever the conflict is here, and whoever it is they're stuck. They're stuck. This is somebody who's supposed to be a leader that it's not working because they're stuck believing they have to put up with something they shouldn't be putting up with. Things have to reform. Things have to change. There are answers. There are ways to change things, but it might take them a bit to get there. This might be something you're hearing about from this person. They might be telling you more of the truth as you're finding out, oh, this is what's going on with the job. And then you just have kind of casual conversations with them. You're like, oh, wait, this is a lot deeper of a problem than I realized at first. Big trust. This person really, really very much trusts you, be it work, relationship, whatever's going on here, the trust here is unbound. You're helping them find a better way to do something. You're helping them see what a real problem is here. I really feel like the person you're dealing with might come from some type of toxic connection. There's something toxic going on. It could be any category, but there's something toxic around them. And I feel like you're helping them identify that. Because what I see is them making things better, and then they're having conflict making it better, which makes sense to me, which I'm not going to get into that. But when you realize that something isn't right, and you realize that it's abusive, and then you start walking away from it, that's how you start removing that block. You start feeling guilty. You feel like you're cheating. You feel like you're stealing something, like you're getting away with something that you're not allowed to when things start to get better. There might be inner conflict with this person. They don't deserve to be treated that way, but they might be so used to it that when they start making things better, they feel guilty or they feel bad about feeling better. Which is, again, why I really think therapy might be the way to go, if that's applicable. Sometimes that Paul McKenna book helps. It could be a long road to get past that. Because some people they're so used to being treated that way that literally it feels like home. It feels like that's how it's supposed to be. And when they break out of that pattern, they feel guilty. They feel bad. Like, I feel better, and I just feel like it's not fair that I feel better. And it's I feel like a therapist would have to work that out. It's really complicated. It may not make sense analytically why somebody would feel that way, but it's there. And the wheel is turning in their favor, and I feel like, but the thing is, when they're living in the wheel's turning back and forth. It's almost kind of saying, well, it's going good today, but that means tomorrow it's not gonna. Could be a manic depressive thing, could be anything. That's what they're dealing with, that's what they're working with. Taurus is not afraid of a challenge. I know that, especially when somebody's worth it. This person's trust in you is so strong. Things are getting better. Things can get a lot better. I feel like long term, you got the Lovers with the Moon card coming forward with this person. Be it work, relationship, whatever it is. Be that crazy cat. Hopefully not coming across the top of that. Okay. Somebody just got a boost of energy. Oh. House cat. Taken out by a house cat. Can you imagine? I really hope I don't. The Lover's card with the Moon card for your outcome is kind of like you're going to be very, very happy with this person, but what they're coming from and what they're dealing with, I feel like there's going to be this Moon card kind of like, I'm really hopeful, I really want things to go well, it really looks great, but it's not a minor problem that they're dealing with. So it's kind of like There's never going to be like the everything's okay from now on, everything is perfect from now on. I do think this is somebody you might end up looking out for, whatever the connection is. If it's romantic, if it's friendship, if it's business, this is somebody who means a lot to you. There doesn't have to be anything like physical, sexual connected to this. Just, you know what I'm saying? You know how this is going to go. But this is somebody who's going to be very important to you long term. And I feel like this is somebody who really values you. When they can do for you, keep an eye on that, because they might fall over themselves trying to make good. Like, they want you to know how much they value you. So be careful of that, because your energy level and how much you can do, I don't think like, you have a certain way you do things and you get a lot done. But like, if you're gonna let this person help you, which it's really good if you do, let them help you when appropriate, but also like set that boundary of what you want. So like, let's make it a baking analogy just for fun. You have a party coming up, you have like 15 people coming, and you ask them to make you a pie. Or better yet, you say, can you bake a dessert? What do you want? How about a cherry pie? You're like, that'd be great. Okay. They will go crazy and they will go out of their way to make the best cherry pie and try to make as many of them they feel is appropriate. You're going to have 15 people. Got to make sure the Taurus has enough for everybody. So maybe I should make 4 pies, and I don't want it to be just a regular cherry pie. Okay, I got to look it up. What can I do? Oh, maybe I should pick the cherries. I wonder if I have to boil them first. What do I have to do with this? Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should do this. They will go babunkers trying to make sure you're as happy as possible with what they can produce for these cherry pies. They will literally lose their mind trying to make sure you know how much they appreciate them. The boundary I would say you would need to set is, if you want, like, you know what, I would like a dessert. Are you good with pies? What are you good with making? Oh, I'll make you a pie. You want a pie? I'll do that. Yes, I want 2 pies, just 2, but I don't want them to be crazy extravagant. Like, if you get like the pie filling from the store, that's okay. And if you get like the roll-up crust, that's cool. I mean, it doesn't have to be crazy extravagant, because like a lot of people don't eat a lot of the dessert, because usually we're kind of filled up on the dinner. Just something that's there if they want it. Don't go crazy on it. Just, something nice, that's okay. Setting those boundaries, like, I don't want something out of this world. If just 2 pies, 2 cherry pies, they can be store-bought even if you want. But like, don't go crazy. I just want these 2 pies. Set that boundary with them, just so they don't go nuts trying to impress you, because you might have that issue with this person, which I feel like you understand what I'm saying. You might have an issue like with somebody like going way beyond, trying to make way too much out of something. You're like, I didn't need the Taj Mahal. I didn't need the Taj Mahal of pies. I didn't need that. I just needed something to fit the bill. Set the boundary, what you want, how many you want. They will, because this person will trip over themselves trying to show you how much they appreciate you. Just keep that in mind. Are we good? I think we're good. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below with the same email. Thank you again for watching, and have a great day.